for many people, they're celebrating Easter weekend, and this was the weekend that the President of the United States had stated that he wanted everyone to come out of their homes, to end isolation, to end this lockdown, so to speak, and for business to return back to normal. The UFC president, Dana White, he wanted UFC 249 to happen next weekend on Saturday. So April 18th, he had scheduled, or he was working on scheduling UFC 249 to occur. Both of those plans are no longer going to come to fruition. We're still in a state of lockdown. If you look at the articles coming out of New York right now, some of the information that's coming out of New York, they're saying the amount of patients they're seeing every day, the amount of calls to 911 that they're receiving every day, it's like having 9/11 every single day. The amount of problems that they have to deal with, the amount of infections, patients, death. They need these ice cream trucks to house the bodies. They're digging mass graves for people there. Trump has not stopped the lockdown in the United States. There's a ceasefire in different parts of the world that were at war, or you had foreign troops. They've returned home, or you've stopped these incursions, these conflicts, not because the powers that be or people who are in authority wanted to happen, because they had to have it happen. So, for example, UFC President Dana White, he said, we're going to make this happen. It doesn't matter the pandemic. It doesn't matter what conditions that we are enduring or what we have to overcome. He said, I'm a problem solver. I'm going to make it happen. It's like the UFC, and he was touting how great the UFC was, but they had to cancel their show. Now, we all have some type of ability. We have all an ability to do something. We have been given power and ability to do something, but we forget often, especially if we don't make some self-reflection, that all ability, all power is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We deny the Qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when Imam Ahmed was asked about the what is the Qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said this is the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ibn Umar, he stated that, you know, the Qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows you to do in terms of your resourcefulness, what you can do for yourself. And also your inability is also the Qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So both of these things are within the dominion of the Qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so we find ourselves in a very important situation, because we should be asking ourselves, why am I so unable? Why am I so unable? And if I am unable, then we should look to the one that is able to do all things. So you have presidents of the most powerful nations, powerful leaders wanting to do something, and they are unable to do it. They're unable to do it. And if we look in Surah Al-Ahqaf, ayah 33, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about, do they not see that Allah who created the heavens and earth was not worried by their creation, is able to give life to the dead. So after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about having the ability to create everything, to bring everything into existence without being wearied, without being tired, without taking anything away from the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He did not need to rest after creating the heavens and the earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not need to rest afterwards. He did not need a day of rest. So he did all of these different things at the end. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? He says, Innahu ala kulli shayin qadir, that Allah is able to do all things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has power to do all things. And we should realize at a point like this that it doesn't matter if it was a tyrant, the person who was the most wealthiest person in the world, leaders of nations, they all are humbled. They're incapable. They've been rendered incapable. But Allah is capable and able to do all things. And these are times where it can really affect everyone. Doesn't matter if it's a believer, it doesn't matter if it's a Muslim or a non-Muslim. We can appreciate that as human beings, we need to be humbled. We are humbled at this time, and that we should look towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should look at the one who is capable to do all things.
Do I feel that the New York police are providing enough protection, or do I have to have protection of my own? I look for protection from Allah.